Okay, folks. So, I just finished reading the Department of Justice report that was prepared by Agent Fossbender after Stephen Avery's arrest. And I found a few key points, and then, we'll discuss after I point these out. And again, I will place the link to this document in the description of the video so you can read it for yourself. But what I find interesting is, first of all, they went to Stephen Avery's property. They placed him under arrest, but when they placed him under arrest, they were only arresting him on felon in possession of a firearm. How could he be a felon in possession of a firearm if he was exonerated? And he actually didn't even know that he wasn't allowed to have a gun in the house. He then told the police, that's not even my gun. It belongs to the guy who owns my house. And nobody fucking cared. Now, they place him under arrest. They take him to, collect DNA and blah, blah, blah. But the tech took 2 swabs from his groin area. Why? Then, after the swabs have already been taken, now mind you, his pants are around his ankles. Wiegert and Fossbender are in the room with her and him, and they didn't notice her going towards his junk with a couple of Q-tips. After she's collected the swabs, they tell her, oh, no, we don't need that. And she throws them away in a biohazard barrel, which, is right. But have you ever been to a hospital with a biohazard barrel that was full? No, because they clean it out after each patient. It sounded to me like they were looking to get some kind of DNA that they could shove up Teresa Halbach when they found her body. That's crass and it's crude, I know, folks, but we're talking about some of the most insanely corrupt individuals of all time. So, I put nothing past them. I do not put it past Wiegert, Fossbender, Colburn, or Link to spread open a body's legs and stuff a couple of Q-tips up there. Yeah, I called you guys sick puppies. What? Say something. Comment. Say something, one of you. Please. Now, Stephen Avery, during the interview that's videotaped, I'm assuming at some point that transcript will be released. Can't wait. He told the police that, yes, he did call her. He didn't say anything about using the Star 67 feature, but he did say that he called her twice before she arrived. And then he called her once after she left because he wanted another picture. He wanted to place another advertisement. He said that he wanted to put a advertisement for a loader that he wanted to sell. It's legit, folks. Now, he also told police that Dolores, his mother, came over with his mail at 3:00. Wait, I thought Brendan brought him his mail. Dolores told them that. So why the fuck are they zeroing in on Stephen? He then says at 5:00, Earl and a friend stopped by. Well, this friend testified at trial. There's part of the alibi, folks. He then says that at some point during the day, Bobby... Now, this is what gets me. Apparently, Bobby brought home a deer after hunting on Scott Taddock's property. And they cleaned the deer. I fucking told you. I told you. It sounded to me like Brendan was describing a deer in somebody's garage. Now, what's really interesting about this particular statement to police is he outlines his whole day from October 31st of 2005. Nowhere in that statement did he mention, oh yeah, I was supposed to take Jody. I was supposed to go pick her up at the jail and take her to a drunk driving class. But, she called me and told me that they weren't letting her go. He didn't say that anywhere. And Stephen Avery would have. If that was true, he would have said it. Because the boy don't know how to shut his mouth. I think it's evidenced by the letter that he sent to the press. Sorry, Steve, but that was ill-advised and stupid. Where was your attorney? I'm sure that if she had known about that, she would have burned them. But anyways, nowhere did he mention having to take Jody to a drunk driving class and then not having to take her anymore. So Jody, you've just been called out for the little lying sack of shit, drunk driving, bad check writing, no custody having, hood rat in training that you are. By all means, say something. I'd love it. Now, folks, this is my sticking point for this case. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again ad nauseum. So sorry. But this thing has been run as a murder investigation since Teresa Halbach was reported missing, which is not protocol. That's not standard operating procedure. And they zeroed in on the Avery family, specifically Stephen Avery, from November 3rd on. Here's the thing, is that, Calumet County and Manitowoc want to say that they did not run a biased investigation. But I have to wonder, if the procedure in this case differs at all from any other procedure in any other murder case that they've ever handled, they cannot say that and have it be credible, because it is very clear that the only reason why this investigation was run the way that it was is because Stephen Avery was on Teresa Halbach's appointment book that day. That's it. That's the only reason. If they would not have run this investigation the same way had Stephen Avery not seen Teresa Halbach that day, they cannot claim that they ran an unbiased and fair investigation. That's it. That is it. And why that has not been brought up by the defense or by anybody else up until this fucking moment, I don't know. But the fact is that if they did not run the investigation the same way that they would have, if Stephen Avery had not even ever laid eyes on Teresa Halbach, they cannot claim that they ran a completely unbiased investigation. They just can't. Sorry. And Blank, Colburn, Fossbender, Wiegert, Herman, Peterson, Kratz, I'm calling you out. I am calling you out. I want to get you on camera. Call me. We will do an interview over the phone. I would love to hear what you have to say. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you soon.